You don't understand why people like me and millions of other Americans are upset, annoyed, and looking for answers that a guy like Common would be entertained at the White House. Common traveled to Cuba, all right, to meet with Joanne Chesimard, who was convicted of killing a New Jersey state trooper. Common said, quote, "Damn, this was somebody who fought for my freedom." This is a cop killer. This is a woman who gunned down, along with two other accomplices, a woman who is a member of the Black Liberation Army.
This one right here was one for the ages.
Who they found 16 live rounds in her purse. And this guy thinks she's great.
Bill O'Reilly, disgraced ex-Fox News host, attempts to manipulate the narrative of a story for his viewers.
Thinks she's innocent.
No. She's great.
Well, but also
this was somebody who fought for my freedom. It made me want to do better in life.
I can't speak for him because I'm not him.
Yes.
I don't think. You are saying that he is celebrating a cop killer or promoting cop killing.
No, I'm not saying he's promoting cop killing.
Well, people on your network are.
Let's just speak to me.
All right, I'm talking to you.
Celebrating a cop killer, yes.
Okay. Here's the only distinction I would make there, and I can't speak for him. What I think he's doing is not celebrating, but honoring someone he thinks was wrongly convicted of cop killing. I think he believes she was convicted unjustly.
Exactly. This is not difficult. However, Fox is always gonna Fox, y'all. Let's stop here and go over the particulars. Common was invited to the White House to take part in an evening of poetry organized by First Lady Michelle Obama and husband Barack. One of the things the president appreciates is the work Common has done with children, especially trying to get them to focus on poetry, as opposed to some of the negative influences of life on the streets, said then White House press sec Jay Carney. And you guessed it, conservative media was ready to pounce. Karl Rove, former senior advisor to George Bush, called Common a thug on Fox News, attacking the Chicago-born hip-hop artist and activist. Sarah Palin, a former VP wannabe who also clings to election fraud, despised the performance, linking to a fake newsy Daily Caller piece.
Okay.
Now, again.
So that's fine. And if Common wasn't even born when this crime took place, thinks that based on nothing because the evidence is overwhelming.
Well, not totally, William. O'Reilly's outrage stemmed from civil rights activist Assata Shakur, the step-aunt of Tupac. Assata is a former member of the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army. Common wrote a song for Assata, inspired to put the pen to paper after traveling to Havana, Cuba, to meet with Assata personally. From his vantage point, he believes Shakur is innocent, suffering mistreatment at the hands of police and the U.S. As an activist for the civil rights of the descendants of African slaves, Shakur was targeted by the FBI in the 60s and 70s under the COINTELPRO program. After 7 separate felony trials in which she was acquitted of various serious offenses, the feds finally succeeded in securing a false conviction against Shakur by claiming in a Middlesex County court that she had shot a state trooper. However, the medical evidence presented at trial demonstrated that she had been shot with her hands in the air. COINTELPRO, rap by Ladybug of the famed hip-hop group Diggable Planets, surfaced under FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, which monitored the movements of domestic political groups, including Dr. Martin Luther King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference, anti-war groups, and members of the women's movement. She was broken out of prison and fled to Cuba, where she was granted asylum. The FBI named her on the most wanted list and is offering up to a $2 million reward for her. The Washington Post wrote, "There is no question that Shakur was on the scene when the state trooper was murdered, but does she belong on a list that includes affiliates of international jihadist groups?" On this, there is no disagreement. Shakur was on the New Jersey Turnpike on May 2nd, 1973, when she and 2 other members of the Black Liberation Army were pulled over by 2 state troopers. There was a confrontation, and state trooper Werner Forster and a BLA member were killed.
The President of the United States, though, takes him into the House, all right, thereby validating him. Come on, that was a bad decision. It was a bad decision.
You're saying that by having him at the White House, that in essence was tacit approval of everything he's ever done.
No,
to some extent.
It validates him.
Here, O'Reilly tries framing Stewart's point differently, but comes back to his same wrong conclusion.
Look, let me go to a different point, if I may. It sounds like what you're saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to be wrong when I'm with you, because you know I got mad love for you. That's a rap phrase.
I got it.
All right.
Even the cameramen and stage producers are loving it, beyond telling.
Correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is, if an artist supports someone that has been convicted of killing a cop, they should not be allowed to go to the White House.
No, it's a little bit more than that.
Okay, say it again.
I am saying that when a president invites someone, in this case the First Lady invites someone, the resume has to be put in front of them. And they have to select people who are almost unimpeachable, all right, because they're getting that honor to go to the White House. This guy is controversial all day long with this stuff.
For the record, Common is one of the least controversial hip-hop artists. As we've shown previously, Fox News just hates this stuff for ratings and paints racist imagery to their racist fans.
He's not celebrating.
Is this Perry Nason we're talking about now? Is this the most brilliant lawyer of all time?
Who?
This
Common. Common. Well, let me ask you a question.
On.
Are you familiar with Leonard Peltier?
Yes.
Okay. Leonard Peltier was convicted of killing two FBI
All right, now we're
agents.
going on to Wounded Knee.
It's similar.
Uh-huh.
All right.
No, it's not.
Why is it
petty,
not?
Because you're pettifogging the issue.
It's the exact same thing. It's a guy convicted of killing a law enforcement official, no? Guess who wrote a song about Leonard Peltier?
Yeah.
Bono.
Okay.
Guess where he was? The White House. Booyah!
All right.
That's a rap word.
And there's the knockout punch. In 1977, a jury convicted Peltier, an American Indian Movement activist, for the murder of 2 FBI special agents a few years earlier on South Dakota's Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. He remains in prison to this day. James Reynolds, who The Guardian calls a top prosecutor in Peltier's case, claimed he was wrongfully convicted of the 75 murders of 2 FBI agents. He wrote to then-Pres Barack Obama that clemency for the 72-year-old would be, quote, in the best interest of justice in considering the totality of all matters involved. According to Peltier's attorneys, federal agents made false statements and affidavits, coerced witness statements, and deliberately withheld crucial ballistics reports. A prosecutor eventually admitted in court that the U.S. Attorney's Office can't prove who shot the agents and claimed that Peltier was guilty of aiding and abetting in the shooting. Thus, Bono and his band U2 dedicated a powerful song to Peltier in the 90s. The name of it? Native Son. Bono would say of it, the lyrics were about something I care deeply about. They, like Common, performed at the White House.
Did Bono,
Yes.
Did he actually come out and say that he was innocent?
Well, I think that's the crux of the song.
No, I think it was raising questions about it. And the basic theme.
Now who's pettifogging? Now I can't even see you. You're pettifog. No, that is exactly the same.
Okay.
Bob Dylan wrote a song about a convicted killer named Hurricane Carter. He's been to the White House.
Another man wrongfully convicted, Reuben Hurricane Carter, was played by Denzel Washington in the movie The Hurricane, which, look, for me personally, it's an absolute must-see if you haven't done so.
Why are you drawing the line at Common? There is a selective outrage machine here at Fox that pettifogs only when it suits the narrative that suits them. This guy is in the crosshairs in a way that he shouldn't be. Whether you agree with him or not, you may think he's ignorant in believing that Assata Shakur is innocent. You may think he's ignorant in believing that Mummy is. But then guess what? Bono can't go to the White House. Springsteen can't go to the White House. Bob Dylan can't go to the White House. You got a lot of people that aren't allowed to sit in the White House because they've written songs about people convicted of murder.
You say that because Bono, Springsteen, and Bob Dylan wrote songs defending people who were accused of heinous things, that I have to give Common a pass because he did the same thing.
You have to be consistent with your outrage.
Let me give you...
Be consistent.
I will. Common visited, went to see...
So what if Bono went to see Leonard Peltier?
In Cuba,
now that's your line?
You're
putting yourself in a smaller and smaller box. It's a poetry slam. Who gives a crap?
A lot of people do.
This
is National Police Week.
You know what, Bill? Let's do something nice for police, for National Police Week, you and I. Let's have us agree to promote a reinstatement of the ban on assault weapons, because that doesn't celebrate killing cops metaphorically or figuratively. It tries to get weapons that kill cops literally off the streets.
As you know,
that's important. This is nothing.
Exactly. It's nothing. It's drummed up crap that Fox salivates over.
It saddens me to see you wasting your time.
All right, now.
And by the way, songs are not literal. You know that, right?
Oh, stop.
Like when the weather girls sing "It's Raining Men," it's not really precipitation of males.
All right.